You lose your phone. You buy a new one. You download your backup, photos, messages, that playlist you made at 2 a.m. It's all there. You are back. Now imagine this. Tomorrow, you hit your head, a bad fall, and you, the you that remembers childhood summers, your mother's voice, the smell of rain, you are gone. Forever. No backup, no restore point. Your phone gets immortality. You get 70 years if you're lucky. But here's what changed in 2026. For the first time in human history, human backup stopped being science fiction and became a supply chain problem. Neuralink isn't just helping paralyzed patients type with their thoughts anymore. They're building the infrastructure for something far stranger, the end of forgetting. A server farm at night, rows of machines glowing blue and white, pulsing in rhythm like neurons firing. This is the story of how we might become the first species to escape our own biology, and why that might be the most terrifying thing we've ever done. Let's start with what's actually happening inside your skull right now. Your brain isn't a hard drive. It's 86 billion neurons, each connected to thousands of others through junctions called synapses. Every memory you have, every skill you've learned, every flicker of who you are, it's encoded in the pattern of those connections, not the cells themselves, the wiring. This field is called Connectomics, and for decades it was impossible. Mapping a human brain at the synaptic level would be like trying to photograph every conversation happening in New York City at the same time. But then, Neuralink did something remarkable. In early 2026, they began rolling out automated surgical systems that can implant their N1 chip, 4,096 electrodes, each thinner than a human hair, in under 30 minutes. No human hands, no errors. And here's the key. High bandwidth. They're not just reading a few signals anymore. They're beginning to see the architecture. Think of it this way. 20 years ago, we had blurry satellite photos of the brain, MRI scans that showed big regions lighting up when you thought about pizza. Now, we're getting street-level cameras. We can see individual neurons firing. We can watch thoughts form in real time. And if you can read a pattern, eventually, you can copy it. That's the promise. Scan the connectome, store it, and suddenly, the thing that makes you you, your memories, your personality, your sense of humor, becomes data, transferable, preservable, backed up. But here's where it gets weird. There's a thought experiment philosophers have been wrestling with for decades. It's called the Teletransportation Paradox. Imagine this. You step into a scanner. It reads every atom in your body, every synapse in your brain, and sends that information to Mars. On Mars, a machine rebuilds you atom by atom, memory by memory. Perfect copy. The Martian you wakes up, has all your memories, loves the same music, fears the same things, feels like you. But here's the question. Is it you? Because back on Earth, the original you is still standing in the scanner. And then, because this is how the machine works, the original is destroyed. Did you just teleport to Mars, or did you just cease to exist and create a stranger that thinks they're you? Now replace Mars with a server in Nevada. Replace Teletransporter with Neuralink Upload. If we scan your brain and upload it to the cloud, and then your biological body shuts down in a car crash next week, is the cloud version you? Does it have your consciousness, or is it just a very convincing ghost haunted by the delusion that it survived? And here's the truly horrifying part. The ghost will never know. It will wake up in the digital substrate, look around and say, wow, the upload worked. I'm still me. But you, the biological you reading this right now, you will be gone. This isn't a problem we can engineer our way out of. This is a crisis of identity, of continuity, of whether the word I even means anything anymore. And we're going to face it in our lifetimes. Okay, let's bring this out of the abstract and into your living room. Imagine it's 2035. Your grandmother has Alzheimer's, But 10 years ago, when she was still sharp, she had her connectome scanned. Full backup. Now, a company offers you a choice. They can take that backup and run it in a digital environment. You can talk to her. The her that remembers your childhood. The her that tells the same stories she told at Thanksgiving. Do you do it? It won't cure the woman in the nursing home. It won't bring her back. But it will give you a version of her that feels real, that is real in every measurable way. Or consider this. You're a software engineer. You make a backup of your brain every year, like updating your phone. One day, a company approaches you. They want to license your digital copy to work on a project while you're on vacation in Bali. You get paid, the copy does the work, you both share the same memories up until the fork. When you come back, you merge the experiences. Or don't. Maybe the copy stays running. Maybe it starts making its own money. Maybe it wants rights. This is what I mean by the ghost economy. We're not just talking about life extension, we're talking about identity inflation. Multiple versions of you running in parallel with competing interests, and the law has no idea what to do with this. So let's zoom out. For 200,000 years, humanity has been playing the same game. Survive long enough to pass on your genes. That's it. That's the whole biological script. But we're about to rip up that script, because for the first time, we have the tools to escape the cage of flesh, to copy ourselves, to persist beyond the expiration of our bodies, to become something else. And that's not a technological problem, it's an existential one. Because here's the thing nobody wants to say out loud. We don't know if we're ready for this. We don't know if consciousness can be copied, or if we're just building elaborate monuments for our egos. We don't know if digital immortality is transcendence or the longest nightmare ever conceived. But we're going to find out. And when that day comes, when the first full human connectome is uploaded and the person in the cloud opens their eyes and says, "I'm still here," we'll have to decide what that sentence even means. Humanity spent 200,000 years trying to survive. We're about to spend the next 200 trying to decide if we even want to be human anymore. So here's my question for you. If you had the choice right now, organic body or digital eternity, which button would you press? Let me know in the comments, because I honestly don't know what I'd choose. And that terrifies me.